whatever, you guys, and you are listening to the Classic Christian Rock Podcast with Wild Man and Steve.
Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to the Classic Christian Rock Podcast with Wild Man and Steve Perkins. Steve, how in the world are you doing today?
You know what, man, I got to tell you, I don't know that I'm really feeling very peaceful. I'm feeling a little chaotic today.
You know, that reminds me of something because that kind of resembles something I was thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, that was not rehearsed if you couldn't tell. But we are introducing today to the Classic Christian Rock Podcast, Chaotic Resemblance. Travis McConnell and L.A. Ellis are both with us here today. We're both excited about them being with us. And we're excited to hear about what they're doing, how their band has been going, and what God has been doing in their lives. And so, hey, how are you guys doing today?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. This is L.A. Just kidding. This guy.
You sound just like me.
Dude, we're doing awesome, man. We're excited to be here.
That's great. I don't know what time it is where you guys are, but I'm just kind of curious. Is it getting kind of late, wee hours of the morning, or is that just the way you guys normally are?
No, no. This is 7. It's 7:34 actually.
Yes, we're at prime time.
Yeah,
Prime time.
prime time.
You guys are out in Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
Senor.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
All right, good. So if we could go back in time, if we could, just for a bit. just take a little step back a few years ago take me back to when Chaotic Resemblance first started. And how did that happen? What was the motivation? What was the purpose? How did the band form and get started?
Okay.
Why did it happen?
Yeah, why? Travis here. Honestly, just as long as I could remember, I just felt a call in my heart, and just had dreams and visions as a kid. For, like I said, I don't remember not knowing that the Lord had called me to do something like this, and I always loved music and music ministry. I love people. I love Jesus, man. And since I was a kid, it started off, I was thinking, I'm going to be in the Gaither vocal band. I put on the suit and sing in front of the TV screen to Guy Penrod or whatever with a spatula in my hand as a microphone. And
Almost made it.
No. Got the hair like Guy Penrod, but it's so funny though. I never actually still listen to way more Southern gospel than I listen to rock stuff, which is so funny.
True.
But God gave me the voice and just the style of writing that we do for the people He wanted us to sing to. That's all I could say. It's just like, people always say, why do you guys do this or do that? I'm just like, man, it's just what we've been given. We're doing the best we can with what we got. No, but it just, I started off when I moved back to Oklahoma as a kid. I started looking for band members and stuff, and started assembling together a band, and played all through high school as Chaotic Resemblance. And when I got out of high school, I got married and then started touring pretty much shortly after that, and L.A. got in the band in 2012 and has been with us since. And that's really when we started getting serious, was when L.A. got in the band. Kind of went from being the local coffee shop and church band to touring all over the States and now the world. So it's really been awesome what God's done.
Wow, that is great. I appreciate how your focus isn't on you and what you're accomplishing as much as it is what God is accomplishing through you, which is really, really an exciting concept to hear. What are for both of you, what are some of the highlights? If you were to be asked, here you are in the band Chaotic Resemblance, what are some of the highlights that you look back on and say, that was just an amazing point in this ministry?
LA here, among my other aliases. We can guess them later. But a highlight for me was we were in Lindsay, California, and we were doing a youth camp a couple of years ago, 2 or 3. And we were doing this youth camp, and on the last night, we had a worship night. And it was kind of like a little send-off, get everybody supercharged with the Holy Ghost and, set them off, to go get them. And we're just, worshiping the Lord, and I mean, the Spirit of the Lord just hit like crazy. And all these kids were just running up the altar. I mean, I just couldn't help but just cry and pray to God to play the same chords right. That was tough. And I was taken back in time to 2011, maybe 2012, where I was helping lead worship at a church nearby home. And I remember I was playing this altar call with my associate, and these people were coming up to the altar and just pouring out their hearts to the Lord. And I was like, God, I want to be a part of something like this. And I was just, brought back to that moment, and that was like my making it moment. And so that was a wonderful highlight for me.
That's awesome. It's like you said that kind of as a prayer in your heart. And I have my Bible open here. I just looked over and in 1 John, it talks about 1 John 5:14. Now, this is the confidence that we have in Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. And we know that if He hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we have the petitions we ask Him of. It's so cool. It's like you didn't even have to say it, but you said it in your heart, and God just like reminds you, like, hey, I hear you. That's so cool.
You are my boy.
Yeah.
You are.
One of my favorite highlights. It's the same kind of thing as LA was saying. The one that just comes to mind, and there's so many, because, God's just so good. But so many cool things. But one that comes to mind is after we got done playing in, where were we at? In Birmingham. We played this club, and there's a lot of unbelievers there, and a lot of people that were homosexual, a lot of people that were trans and whatever. And we played and just had an amazing time. A lot of people, responded to the invitation, and then afterwards, I just remember just having a group of these guys around me who, before, were not followers of Jesus, were into homosexual stuff, were into all this stuff, and asking me questions. And I couldn't see through all these guys that were around me. There was a pretty good sized little group, and I just got to pour out for like an hour after the show. And it was just so cool just that God would entrust us to carry His light into a place like that and love on people that a lot of people just wouldn't even give a chance to, you know what I mean? And they were just so open to hear the real gospel. It's so cool.
Wow.
I got to say, I think you guys, in fact, I was talking about this with Wildman before, and things I've seen both of you guys live and on videos on YouTube and so forth. I know you'd be just as happy just straight up preaching the gospel as you would singing your songs. Let's take that a little bit deeper. England is a tough place right now. There's a great tradition of the Christian faith in England, but it has gotten to be an incredibly secular country and just really a lot of pushback against the faith. So do you think that playing this style music really gets you guys into places, where it's in England or others, that maybe a more traditional missionary style might not be able to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd say yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I don't know how else to answer that.
Paul said he became like all men that he might win some.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing.
Let me follow up on that a little bit then, I guess, because from what I've seen, and again, I'm thinking of some specific things I've seen. It seems to me that you guys would have such credibility with the crowd if you've been playing, 45 minutes to an hour. The music is absolutely authentic. The music stands up on its own, and we're certainly going to be talking a lot about the music in this episode. But you've established your credentials through the music, And I would think that people would be then open to hearing what you guys have to say because of that. They're like, obviously these guys can rock hard. Obviously these guys aren't a bunch of posers. Maybe they do have something to say. Is that kind of what you experienced?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's been plenty of times at clubs or whatever we've been at, and I've just personally, just myself, I'm sure LA can attest to it on his own too, but we're there to share the love of Jesus. That's why we're there. I mean, we love playing our stuff. Trust me, it's awesome. We really enjoy getting to do it, and play the rock music and do all that stuff. God really gave us the cherry on top to get to do something we enjoy to do, but the truth is we're there to love on people. And so there's been plenty of times where before we'll be talking to people, and I know myself personally, I'll be talking to somebody and they're just completely closed off. They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about Jesus. Then we play our set, and then they come up to me afterwards like, oh my gosh, you guys were awesome. And then they're just like, their book is wide open and like everything's exposed before they would. I mean, people to the point where they almost cuss you to get away from them, and then afterwards they're crying on your shoulder. And it's just like they were so open. I mean, just one of the last times we played Las Vegas, the girl we stay with, her dad's not a Christian. He's not a follower of Jesus. He didn't want nothing to do with it. He listened to us play. We loved on him, and he just like couldn't get enough. We prayed for his shoulder. Jesus heals his shoulder. It was insane. And then like now he's wearing our shirt and talking about us all the time, and now more open to talk about the things of God because we went in there and played a style of music that he would listen to, and then therefore would listen to the gospel. And here's the deal, guys. If you don't plant a seed, nothing's going to grow. And so even if we don't get to maybe lead somebody to Jesus, or if we don't even get to maybe talk to them one-on-one, we have so much seed. It's like our songs are like machine guns full of seed. And that's what it sounds like. It sounds like an Uzi going off. It's so rocking, but it's a gospel Uzi.
Yeah, there's got to be an album title in there somewhere.
I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's a website out there called Christian Molten Metal. I don't know if you guys have seen that site. You guys are on it. And they've got a scale this guy, he reviews Christian metal bands, and he's got a scale instead of it being stars, like 5-star rating, 4-star rating, or whatever. It's swords, 1 sword through 6 swords, and 1 sword means the band really did not let you know that they were about Jesus. Lyrics are pretty good, but on the whole, pretty kind of weak.
Cool.
2 swords.
Got the
they
swords.
let you know a little bit about Jesus. You guys rate at 6 swords.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say,
I'm
I
looking
will
right
not be
at the
happy
site,
with
and
5.
This is a 6-sword band, and it says, I'm looking at right at their website, and the guy says, the band has 2 or more songs letting us know that they are talking about Jesus. The rest of the lyrics are full on for Jesus and as penetrating as a double-edged sword. Hebrews 4:12.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Awesome.
So you guys are a 6-sword band.
I love that, man. I'm not going to lie. That's really one of the most encouraging things I've heard in a while.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, with you guys, with the style that you have, we were talking here before the show about that your style is similar to the 80s melodic metal style that was very popular back then. Today, when you listen to heavy metal, that style really doesn't quite fit what some of the modern heavy metalists, if you will, are doing. I guess it's a 2-part question. Would be number 1. Would be what is it that led you to that style, and number 2, have you faced any challenges in playing that particular style?
Yes.